Today's episode of the Tourpreneur podcast is kindly sponsored by Checkfront, the booking platform trusted by over 5,000 tour and activity operators around the world. This month, Checkfront is offering an exclusive 90-day free trial for tourpreneurs. Find out more at checkfront.com/tourpreneur.
Welcome to the Tourpreneur podcast. Travel industry veteran Shane Whaley will take you on a journey with fellow tourpreneurs, sharing their tips, ideas, insights, and success stories to inspire you to make your tour business the best it can be. And now, here is your host, Shane Whaley.
And welcome to Tourpreneur's 30-day Tour Operator Challenge. We are joined again on the episode by Ryan. How are you, Ryan?
Doing good, Shane. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Excited to hear all about the challenge for day 18. What's on the docket?
Yeah, so for day 18, today's challenge is to ask for Google reviews. Most guests have a great time at, tour operators experience, but some maybe have thought about doing a Google review, or they forgot, or, they get too busy. Today's challenge is for listeners to reach out to their past guests, perhaps even set up a notification so they can begin to gather those Google reviews. As you probably know, Shane, Google is one of the most popular search engines out there. And Google reviews specifically is a really helpful feature that customers will use when they're making their decision whether or not to book with a company. So it's a really important topic to cover today.
Absolutely. So on day 13, we talked about creating something in the thank you email. But this particular challenge now is about sending a bulk email explicitly asking for Google reviews. What kind of tips can you share with us in order to get the most out of such an email?
Yeah. Like you mentioned in day 13, we covered it with notifications, which is still an okay way to do it. You just want to have a specific notification if you're going to go that route. But for tour operators that don't have a booking system, if you have guest phone numbers or if you have the guest emails, you can create a list and then send out individual emails. The key thing is to make sure that the subject line is specific for a call to action, like, help us with a Google review or something like that. Tour operators that have a booking system, most modern booking systems will have a customer directory where you can just look through any past customers that have booked with you, or there's sometimes reporting that you can actually filter so you can see, during our high season, what were the, you can gather the emails from the high season for the most number of bookings. You probably want to aim for around 30 to 50 emails if possible. And that way you're getting a good sample, because not everyone's going to respond to the email, but that way you'll get some reviews on your Google My Business page.
Why wouldn't you email everybody?
You could email everybody depending on when you started a business, but I think it really comes down to relevance.
Yeah.
If a customer is receiving an email from, a year ago or 2 years ago, that might be too long and they maybe have forgotten their experience. So that's why we kind of recommend doing probably within 3 months. With COVID, of course, it's a little bit different. So maybe from last year's bookings might be appropriate for this time, but definitely moving forward, just try to keep an eye on it. And again, if you have a notification system in your booking system, of course, try to set up a separate notification specifically for it. And that way this part's done automatically, which is one of my biggest things is automation. So.
Sure. And I guess my suggestion would be, if you're sending out these emails and the topic or the subject line is help us with a Google review and response isn't great, is maybe to play around a little bit with the wording in the subject line to see if you can increase the response rate, because not everybody, just help us with a Google review. I find that guests, when they've had an excellent experience, really want to help that business out, but they don't necessarily know how. So maybe to play around with that. And then I like how on the PDF, which people can grab that accompanies the challenge at tourpreneur.com/challenge, you have a suggested text, which our listeners can use to start off with, and then may tweak it to something that's personal, but really explaining to the guests why Google reviews are really important, because we do live in a bubble. We know why they're important, but the guest doesn't necessarily know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that template is a great place to start out. The key thing is just trying to keep it small and to the point so customers can read the email, get what they, if they want to help out the business. And then a hyperlink is also a great way. So rather than just say, can you write a Google review? You can get a hyperlink that goes to your Google review page, just makes it a little bit easier for them, or also providing incentives can help encourage more responses, like a 10% discount off their next tour or something like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, that's an exciting challenge and a very important challenge on day 18. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Tourpreneur podcast. Be sure to visit tourpreneur.com to join the conversation and access the show notes, including links to the resources mentioned on today's episode. This is Tourpreneur.